Yes, yes, yes. Good evening, everyone. This is Pranesh Solomon, Chairman GODDA PAKUR SAHEBGANJ SAHODAYA.
Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It is 6 o'clock. Badal, sir, will you please do the honors?
Good evening, all the chairman, vice chairman, principals, and all the dignitaries who are present here today. I really appreciate you all for attending today. We have a lot of covered today, so we really should begin. Now I would like to request Mr. Doman Sao, Vice Principal of JVR School, Barwadda, for addressing the today's program. Doman sir, please. Doman sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. At first, I would like to thank PK Sinha, sir, Chairperson, GK Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad. Vasudev Mahato, sir, Vice Chairperson, GK Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad. Jubin Bose, sir, Mentors, GK Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad. For your well efforts and dedication, sir. Today we are taking in-house training under this Federation of Jharkhand, SAHODAYA. Sir, all this credit I think goes to you all, sir. On the behalf of JK Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad, I, Doman Kumar Shah from St. Xavier Mission School, welcoming all chairperson, vice chairperson, principals, vice principals, STNCs, and teachers of different SAHODAYAS school complex. For in-house training, smart teachers make smart schools under the aegis of Federation of Jharkhand SAHODAYA complex. Now I would like to introduce today's resource person, Sujit Sen sir, Principal, Jharkhand Public School, Baliapur, Dhanbad, as well as DDTC Dhanbad. As you all know, sir is a dynamic, well experienced, and very friendly principal. Sir is a shining star in education field, not only Patna region, all over the India. I am inviting him to enlighten us by his thought and valuable word. Please welcome, sir. We all are eagerly waiting, sir, for enhance our knowledge also. So please welcome, sir.
Thank you, Daman sir. Thank you, Daman sir. Thank you very much. Good evening to all respected, honorable, learned teachers, principals. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You are completely audible, Mr. Surajit. Carry on, please.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
For your speech.
Thank you, sir. So good evening to our respected TK Sinha sir, chairperson of JK Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, our mentor, our guide, our everything, if you say, our Zuben Bose sir. Good evening to Pranesh sir, person very close to our heart. Good evening to Sudipta Mukherjee sir, person very close. Pradipta Mukherjee sir, I'm very sorry for that slight mistake I made. Pradipta Mukherjee sir, another person, and he is the chairperson of DUMKA SAHODAYA, person very close to us, very, very close to us, always encouraging us. So without further delay, let us start today's program. And in between, we will have a lot of discussions. Today we will use the chat box. Time to time, we will use the chat box so that we can understand your views and your ideas. Okay, so let us start the day. Sharing my screen. Just let me know if the presentation is visible or not. Is it visible to all of you? Arvind sir, is my presentation visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Right. So, once again, welcome all respected teachers. Let us start the day with the name of the Lord. Before we start, before we go to the actual program, before we discuss everything, I have something to say over here. Now, we have the photograph of this gentleman called Alvin Toffler, and in 1970, he wrote a book called Future Shock. In 1970, many of us were not even born at that time. He wrote a book called Future Shock, and in that he wrote, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Respected teachers, respected mentors, the last two lines, those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn, has a tremendous significance in our vocation, that is in our teaching learning process, in our educational world. Actually, education is a continuous learning process. We learn, then again we unlearn. Maybe some of the things we have to leave behind, and again we have to relearn them, okay? It's not that the things which we left behind or we leave behind will be left forever. No, from there something new has to come out. As our Charles Darwin has often said in his book, if you read The Origin of Species, several times in that book he has written that the ones who are toughest and the fittest will not survive in the world, but those who are ready to accept the change will survive in this world. So that is what our Alvin Toffler, the futurist, then a psychologist, has also said. So this is something that we always have to keep in mind. And with this, tomorrow, maybe somewhere or other, our today's discussion is related to these two lines. Okay, so today our discussion will be on smart teachers make smart schools. Now, this training program or this discussion that we are having, somewhere or other, it has become a big hit program also. It was very successful when I did it with Jamshedpur Sahodaya. Nationally, it is there in YouTube. I did it for a particular organization called Gati, a Delhi, Lucknow-based organization, and it received very good reviews. And then for one particular school also I did it because they asked me to do it for them, and now we are here. So smart teachers make smart schools. Respected teachers, this is actually an approach towards good teaching, better learning, and best retaining. Now, whenever there is a good teaching, there is always better learning. It's a human psychology. If the teachers are teaching in a good way, I will always say good teaching, because good always has a chance to become better, and better always has a chance to become the best. So good teaching will always lead to better learning. Studies have shown that. In your classes also, if you do a research work, you will find that the day you teach with heart and soul, the students that day learn with heart and soul, and they retain with heart and soul also. So that is why smart teachers make smart school is actually an approach towards good teaching, better learning, and best retaining. Now, respected teachers, I'll just request you to use your chat box and you just tell me one thing. What do you understand by this retaining? It will have a dual impact in our study and in our work also. Right now, okay, I will request Arvind sir, if you can enable the chat boxes. So let us see what information we are getting from our participants. What do you understand by retaining, best retaining? By reading this particular line and approach towards, if you make mistake, no issue at all. There is nothing like making mistake or something like that. Just to get the idea, what do you understand by best retaining? After that, I will tell you. It has double meaning also. It has two meanings. Sorry for the word. It's not double meaning. It has dual meanings. Okay. So can we have the chat boxes, please? And let us see what information we are getting. Arvind sir, if we can get in the chat box.
Yes, sir. It is enabled. Sorry,
it is enabled. No. Let us see if we have any answer. What do you understand by best retaining? I have written in the last two words in that line, best retaining. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by best retaining? Till now, nobody has given me any answer.
Sir, in the above part, you see the chat box.
Above part. So just a minute.
So many answers are there, sir.
So many answers, but why I am not able to see, sir, the chat box? Okay, just a minute, sir. Right, I get it, sir. A lot of answers are coming. Let me see. Feeling good, continuous, to get something good. Okay, yes. Okay, learning habit, continue retaining, keep possession or use. Okay, yes, keep in good service consistently. Keep in mind, yes, keep in mind that reading and writing practice. Okay, fantastic. Okay, not to lose, remembering, recalling. Oh, beautiful answers are there. Okay, that's it. So we all are in the track. Okay, right, sir. You can now again stop the chat box. Okay, fine. We have got a lot of answers. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arvind sir, for helping with the chat box, and thank you, teachers, for your replies. All of you have hit the bullseye. Yes, when good teaching is there has to be better learning, and when there is better learning, there will be best retaining. Children will remember whatever you teach, and they will carry it for the rest of your lives. If you all recollect your student days, you will find some teachers in your life have played so beautiful roles. They have taught you in such a way that still after 30-40 years, you still remember those things. I personally remember many. While you will proceed, I will tell you those stories. They are very, very important stories for our teaching learning process. One more thing, on a different point of view, I'd like to say, and I hope definitely TK Sinha sir will agree with this, and our Zuben Bose sir will also agree, and all the principals will also agree. One of the toughest challenge that right now we all are facing in the schools due to the pandemic is retaining of the children. So good teaching and better learning will also help us to retain the children. It is very, very important. I'm not talking about any commercial point of view or anything like that, but good teaching and better learning will also lead to retaining of the students, and there will be less dropouts. Ask these senior people later when you get time. whether this is correct or not. Okay, let's move forward. Now, nowadays, everything is smart. No, since we are talking about smart teachers, so everything is smart. Smartphones, smart homes, smart investments, smart vehicles. Smartphone has come to us long ago. And followed by that, now the builders are building homes and they are using lots of different techniques, and we call them as smart homes, smart investments, quick returns, or healthy returns, like that, and so on. I don't have too much idea about this smart investment, but they are there. Smart vehicles. The Tesla car company is coming out with a unique vehicle, which is known as the smartest vehicles of all among all the vehicles. Then some 2 months ago, I read in a newspaper that there is a mattress which is called a smart mattress. So I was also quite interested to know what is this smart mattress all about. So the manufacturers are claiming that if you sleep on that smart mattress, within 5 to 10 minutes, you will go into deep sleep. And if you are suffering from insomnia or something like that, or if you are spending sleepless nights, then that smart mattress will help you to sleep. So I thought, what is so special about this mattress? And when I read further, I found that it is actually the stitching of the mattress that is made in such a way that it will take you to sleep, deep sleep. So that's how things are happening. So if there can be smartphones, if there can be smart homes, smart investments, and smart vehicles, then why not smart teachers and smart education? Why not smart teachers and smart education? Who is a smart teacher? We are talking about smart. Who is a smart teacher? Is this gentleman over here wearing blue shirt with nicely cropped hair and beard? At the back, there's a blackboard where he seems to be teaching all sorts of subjects. There is a little bit of chemistry, there is mathematics, there are some other calculations. Is he a smart teacher? He has a laptop in his hand also. So with a smart gadget, with smart look, is he the smart teacher? Or the other gentleman we see over here, very stylish man, very stylish hair, trying to spin a bulb in on his fingers, trying to spread the light of education with lot of teaching at the background, lot of calculations done. Is he a smart teacher? Or is it she, this lady? Is it she a smart teacher? Seems to be an Indian teacher. I think she is doing some sort of there's online classes with limited resources. It seems that she has limited resources, just one cell phone and a stand. And she has done some innovations, like she's using an old blackboard, and she has put that blackboard on top of something, maybe a cooler machine or something like that. And she has chalk and duster also in front of her. At the same time, she has the cell phone with some sort of a microphone or something like that, and trying to give education, trying to spread the education. So can we call her also a smart teacher? Very simple looking, not very high, well dressed and all, but with limited resources, she is trying to spread education also through online. So once again, is he a smart teacher, or is he a smart teacher? Or is it she? Well, let's see. Well-respected teachers, actually all our teachers are smart. In fact, they are very smart. Unfortunately, their smartness was never measured in the right ways. This is the information that we have. So once again, Arvind sir, please enable the chat boxes, and please, the teachers, just I want to know whether to this type of a teacher, will you call her a smart teacher or just somebody who is doing something? Please let us see in this term. What according to you? See the picture. This illustration is very, very important, you know, for us to observe. This teacher is having a blackboard, a worn out blackboard. She's having a small table and with little bit of and a cell phone and all. Do you think she can be called as a smart teacher? Is she a smart teacher or is it just an ordinary teacher, something like that? She is many of them are calling she is a passionate teacher. The lady is a smart teacher. Yes, she is. She is a smart teacher. All teachers are smart teachers. Yes, actually. See, this lady is actually representing all our teachers. Okay. We have just taken her photograph. It's not this lady. She is a very smart teacher. She is an innovative teacher. Oh my goodness. She is a smart teacher because she is trying. Yes, because she is imparting education with minimum resources. Fantastic, Swapon Chatterjee sir, Rani Jha sir. Yes, she is a smart teacher. She is up to with limited resources. Yes, that is something that we all have to take into consideration, that with limited resources, this teacher is imparting education. Okay, that's it. So we have got a lot of information, a lot of ideas from the teachers. That's good. Okay, so all of you take her as a smart teacher. In fact, all our teachers are doing their best in this particular way. This is just, she's one of the ladies we are seeing over here. Okay, she is actually the one who is representing all the teachers who are doing very hard work during this pandemic time. Let's move forward and let us see what is still we have. Yes, our teachers are highly qualified, no doubt about it. If not, then we would not have been able to produce so brilliant children, okay, in our country. They are all properly trained, all have B.Ed, M.Ed, D.L.Ed, and so on and so forth. And of course, nowadays they are getting these training programs. And you know, they possess a deep sense of passion and compassion within them. They have a passion to teach. They have a passion to do something. They have a passion to burn the midnight oil to do work for the children. And they have a feeling for the children also. They have tremendous compassion. Our teachers are very, very compassionate. If not, they were like this, then today this training program would not have been prepared. The people behind this who are working, they are tremendous. They have a lot of compassion also. Do something for everyone. And our teachers work tirelessly for the students. These are the facts that we have to remember. Okay, then why this discussion on smart teachers? We know our teachers are smart. We know our teachers are well trained. We know our teachers have a sense of passion and compassion, and they work for then what is this discussion about? What's the big deal about this discussion? What we will learn? We know everything. What is the use of this training program? But my dear teachers, my respected teachers, there is something there to learn. Let us see. Before we answer the previous question, the question just now in this slide, you know, you saw this question. Why this discussion on smart teachers? Before we answer this question, let us see what the new national education policy holds for us. Maybe somewhere there, the answer is, maybe to that particular question, the answer is somewhere. We have already discussed about the national education policy. I know by now all of you know this, but still, you know, in order to make this particular program much more fruitful and viable, we need to know about the national education policy, because not many things are linked with each other. That those gaps will be now joined by the links. There were few gaps. Let us see. What is the aim of National Education Policy 2020? In a gist, with 7 points, with only 7 points we will discuss. And this discussion is needed. By the way, respected teachers, if you want, you can take this thing, what you call a screenshot of this. If you know these 7 points, I can tell you, this NEP 2020 will be in your fingertips. Wherever, if anyone will ask you, you can just give a reply, a quick reply. This is like a quick reply to NEP 2020. First of all, in NEP 2020, what is the main aim? Now, there is a paradigm shift in teaching learning process of schools. Yes, a complete 360-degree shift will happen in the teaching learning process of the school. This is the primary concern of NEP 2020. That's what the makers of the policy feel like. The focus shifts from rote learning to deeper understanding. Previously, what we used to do, we were all in a rote learning process. A lot of discussions were made about this rote learning. Simply come to the school, mug whatever lecture the teacher will give, whatever questions or answer, whatever answers the teacher will give, the notes will be given, just mug them like anything. Okay, put them, and when the examination time will come, omit them. Score a marks, you will be discussed, or the student will be certified as a brilliant one if the more marks the student will score. This is generally the process. But now it's not like that, no more. Hence, it will be henceforth, it is not like this. Now it will be of deeper understanding, conceptual learning. Okay, try to get idea about it. And from content-based to competency-based learning. Content-based means, okay, this much is there in the syllabus, this much is written in the book, read it, finish it off. No, it's no more like that. Now it will be competency-based. Whatever the children will learn, they will be able to reproduce it in such a way so that they will be able to face the competitive world also. NEP 2020 focuses on building 21st century skills. New ideas are coming, new skills are coming. And the ones that we will be teaching right now to our children, or the discussions we will be doing right now with our children in the school, maybe after they pass out from the school, those discussions will not at all be viable. So we have to prepare our children in such a way that they become the future subjects, they will become master in them. That's why subjects like artificial intelligence, coding and all are nowadays being discussed and talked about. 21st century skills are ones that we have to focus more and more. And with the passage of time, we ourselves also have to change our ways of thinking, our ways of teaching, and our learning process also. I'll just tell you one small two-minute story about how some of the professions are simply getting whipped off. You know, if you all can recollect, you always will find that once in a year we used to call these painters in our schools, no? To paint the signboards, to paint the school boards. And these painters, they used to bring variety of their colors and different types of brushes and all, and they used to use those in their artistic way, they used to use those brushes, and they used to write down, and they used to convert all those faded boards and they used to come back to life. But in the last few years, we are not calling the painters anymore. New type of young people have come, smart people, smartly dressed and all. They come, they use the computer-aided technology and print all those things within minutes and seconds and makes them in form of stickers, comes and puts them on the board and says, "Sir, it's finished. Please the bill." Something which needs to think about. And those painters, now they are having very pathetic life because they are not ready to change their own selves. So something this we need to inculcate into our children's mind, that time to time they have to change their thinking, we also have to change our thinking. More subject choices are given. In our times, there were limited subjects, emphasis on skill education, hands-on experience, experiential learning, no rote learning. No daydreaming. Do it, get it, finish it. Making assessments a critical input rather than an outcome of teaching learning process. Yes, assessments, whatever assessments will be done, they will be a critical input. Critical input means to find out where the child has made, where the student has made mistake or how to improve them, rather than just telling, okay, this is what the child has written, or this is what the student has written, this is the marks they have scored, okay, this is the result. It was just like, okay, this is the outcome of the teaching learning process. This is what marks the child has scored, and this is the position of the child. But now it will not be like that. It will be the other way around. If the assessments will be done, they'll be done with critical input. So find exactly where the mistake has come, where it can be improved. What are the things the assessment there? What are the missing links? How they can be joined together? All these will lead to critical inputs, and that is very important. That will pave way for better learning. Conceptual learning will develop then. Competency-based learning will develop when assessments will be made. So these are some of the basics that NEP 2020 focuses on. Keeping all this in mind, thus, to be a NEP 2020 enabled teacher, one needs to be a smart teacher. This is what I feel. If one has to be a NEP 2020 enabled teacher, NEP 2020 will again become NEP 2030 and so on. That is the, but if we have to follow the new path of education, then we need to be a smart teacher. So smart, then what is it? Is it, okay, those teachers, they are definitely smart, but something special, something unique, something different we will study today. What is this SMART all about? Actually, SMART is an acronym. Mnemonic acronym. Mnemonic is like a word or a sentence that helps us to remember some important facts, ideas, or study part or something like that. So SMART is actually an acronym. And there at the bottom, you can see, I have put the photograph of Swami Vivekananda, the greatest son of the soil. And he said, all good acts tend to make us pure and perfect. Now this SMART, when we will study more about this SMART teachers and this acronym SMART, when we'll go in detail, then you will understand the meaning of this particular quotation that I have put from Swamiji's Vivek Vani. All good acts tend to make us pure and perfect. So SMART is an acronym. S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T for time bound. This we will now see. Before I enter into this acronym and discuss detail about smart teachers, I just want to give you a prologue to this, how this idea came, how this idea developed, and why it has been brought today over here. Respected teachers, let me tell you that somewhere in 2018, I attended a training program conducted. It was more of a competition and less of a training program in Ranchi conducted by CBSE. It was a prospective resource persons training program where CBSE was looking or was in search of new resource persons for giving training to teachers. During those days, of course, this type of training was not there. All were in the offline training programs. And in that training program, some 80 PGTs, principals, vice principals attended it to become a resource person, and only one person was selected in that training program. Okay. Now, in that training program, a discussion was made on this particular acronym SMART. But Not too much discussion was made. Just very superficially, this discussion on SMART was made. But at that time, it struck my head that this is something which needs to be studied and focused in detail, because this training program or this model or this whatever we say is something unique which we must apply in our school, which we must tell our teachers to dig deep into it. And then continuously training programs were conducted, and almost in all subjective training programs, there is a slight discussion about SMART, but not in detail. Recently, the principals training program on pedagogical leadership program was also going on. Now it has completed in Jharkhand and Bihar. There also SMART goals and about this acronym SMART was discussed. But there also in a very superficial. So I, along with 2 or 3 of my co-resource persons, we discussed that why don't we go deep into it and discuss everything in detail about SMART so that our teachers become smart. And thus the idea came out. A little bit of research was done, a little bit of work was done, and it was presented. The teaching fraternity is accepting it with an elan. So once again, respected teachers, we will talk about SMART, the acronym. Now, whatever we study, whatever information we try to get, whatever new information or existing, it is always important for us to know the origin. If we don't know the origin, if we don't have some historical background of it, then the study doesn't become a complete study. So the origin of the acronym SMART was first used in November 1991. The acronym SMART was first used in November 1981, when we were also school students. 3 internationally famous management gurus. In India, we call them as management gurus. They are called as management bosses or management teachers or whatever, were involved in framing it, in creating it, to make the framework of this. And they were George T. Doran. In fact, SMART is the brainchild of George T. Doran. He is an economist. He is a teacher. He is a management guru. He was associated with Peter Drucker. All of you, I think those who are in the management world and those who are teaching and economics, they all know who Peter Drucker is, and Robert S. Rubin. But the main person was George T. Doran. Now, this SMART acronym was predominantly used by the B schools. Okay. In the B school, it was discussed and talked about for the management students on how to achieve goals, how to set targets, how to reach the goals at a very faster rate, how to come out with the best results, so on and so forth. This was, okay, it was limited to the B schools. Then, whatever little bit of research I did, and I found that in 2001, when Bloom's taxonomy was revised, we'll discuss about Bloom's taxonomy also, it's very important. In 2001, when Bloom's taxonomy was revised, it is believed that the acronym SMART was used seriously for facilitating education. Bloom's taxonomy. Arvind sir, once again, if you can enable the chat box, sir, we have a little discussion about Bloom's taxonomy. I would just like to request.
Yes, it is enabled.
It's enabled, no, sir?
Yes.
Okay. A special request once again to all the respected teachers, please open your chat box and please let us know if you have any idea about Bloom's taxonomy, or do you practice Bloom's taxonomy in your classrooms? Let us see. We'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes and see in the chat box whether Bloom's taxonomy is being, whether you know about Bloom, we know about Bloom's taxonomy, or do you practice Bloom's taxonomy in your day-to-day teaching learning process. So far we have only 4. Now we have only 4 answers. Okay, let me see. Yes. And analysis, higher order thinking. Oh, I'm getting the answers. Yes, it's levels. Yes, you. R.K. Verma sir says yes. We all know about Bloom. Bloom's ideas are there. Yes, it's levels. People understand. Okay, fine. So that means we can get one clear-cut answer from here is that everybody is accustomed with Bloom. Everybody knows who is Bloom. Okay, fine. Very good. Higher order thinking. Yeah, it is one part of it. Higher order thinking is a part of Bloom's taxonomy, definitely. No doubt about it. Analysis, evolution. Yes, these are all the different hierarchies of Bloom's taxonomy. Analysis, evolution. Yes. Rajkumar sir says yes, of DAB. Analysis, evolution. Yes, we are discussing about that. Then let us say its levels. Yes, we are using its levels in our day-to-day work, in our teaching learning process. Many it is. Lot of innovation is there. Okay. It helps students to think critically. Definitely. Janvi Suman madam said yes, we are using the techniques of Bloom's taxonomy in order to make students think critically. Yes, there are 6 levels. Okay, so that's it, sir. Okay, thank you, sir, for enabling the chat box. We have got enough answers. And it is clear now that everybody knows about Bloom's taxonomy. Lot of training program is also going on with Bloom's taxonomy. Maybe one day we'll have a training program over here also. Okay, so in 2001, when Bloom's taxonomy was revised, it is believed that the acronym SMART was used seriously at that time for facilitating our education. Now, this is what is Bloom's taxonomy. Just quickly, we'll see. In 1956, Benjamin Bloom, okay, he was a Jewish American psychologist, who in 1956 gave us the idea about how knowledge is taken, how it is used, how it is applied, and so on and so forth. And the hierarchy in which he has placed them, the ways things are like, if you see this pyramid or a triangle, the base is quite wide because knowledge is there. But then in order to understand it, okay, then he said about comprehension, then using that knowledge for application, doing practicals and all, analyzing them, creating, and finally finding out. Evaluation means to what result it was giving. In general, it is like this. In 2001, Bloom's student, they revised it. They said, no, instead of keeping that knowledge, comprehension, those nouns, let us convert them into verbs, make them more workable, more actionable. So knowledge got converted into remember, and comprehension means to understand it more. Then application turned out to be apply. Whatever we study, whatever we understand, let us apply in our day-to-day lives. And after application, let us analyze them, find out whether it is right or wrong. Again, check it. And finally, come out with something different. When the heart will be used. If at the bottom, generally the remembering means using the brain, just remembering it. Then application of the hand, psychomotor skills we used to call them. And finally, the heart, where you will think it in a different way. So this is the basic. This is what is Bloom's taxonomy. It is important to know Bloom's taxonomy when we are studying about smart teachers and their smart goals. Thus, putting Bloom into action, smart comes out in this form. S for again specific, and you can see the illustrations given over there. Okay, we will discuss all these in detail. S for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and P for time-based. Once again, back to the chat boxes. Back to the chat. So far, whatever we have seen about SMART, how many of you have heard about this or studied about these SMART goals in your previous trainings or in somewhere or other? Please, if you have any idea about it, then it will help us to know, okay, some of you have ideas about it. Sir, once again, back to the chat box, sir, and just a quick review. In the meantime, 1 or 2 minutes of break, I will also take a quick understanding of whether our teachers previously heard about using of SMART, the acronym, or by using Bloom's taxonomy. Or
Surajit, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you need to take a break of 2-3 minutes, I'll be coming in for some important information.
Right, sir, definitely. Sir. So immediately after this, okay, let us see, sir, the chat. Okay, sir. Okay, definitely, sir. Okay, chat box is ready. Let us say yes. Many of them smart work. Yes, Brajesh Sukla sir says smart work. Yes, smart work. In webinars, they have heard during CTET. Okay. Yes, in BP. Okay, okay, fine. BP, yes. During CTET, B.Ed, yes. While we are doing B.Ed training, definitely we have come across in. Okay, in CBSE trainings, in CBSE seminars, while we are doing B.Ed, in NCC, okay, in officers training, SMART acronym was used. Okay, definitely. So that means all of you have ideas about this SMART. Okay, so some of you have idea, but we will study more deeper. Okay, sir, Arvind sir, thanks for enabling the chat box. We have got ideas from the teachers. Great. So A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time-based. Okay. And Bloom's taxonomy is very much in use with SMART goals. Here we will, before we proceed, here we will just take a 2 to 3 minutes break. Zuben sir will announce some important announcement, and then again we will go forward. Okay, so respected teachers, you all can just a little bit have a cup of tea, or you can have a glass of water. And in the meantime, let us listen what Zuben sir has to tell us. Yes, sir, please, sir.
Very good evening to all of you. On behalf of the entire organization, I welcome the chairman of the different Sahodayas and the vice chairpersons, all principals and teachers. I have a few things to discuss with you, which is very important because the queries keep coming in the groups. So I hope I make everything clear for all of you. First and foremost, when you're registering, please see that the email that you're putting in has the correct spelling, is not missing a dot, not missing a letter. If there is error, we are sending bulk email, you will not receive it. So please, when you do the registration, see that the email ID is given correctly. Just in case, by any chance, technical or otherwise, you have not received, please contact the chairman of your Sahodaya through your principal, who always has an alternative link with him, which will be forwarded to your principal and then to you, in case you have not received. I hope I'm clear in that matter. Regarding the training that is going on, I will thank all the resource persons till today who've done a wonderful job. And I would like to inform all of you that other districts have been trying to join us, but so far, because we are saturated, we are not allowing. This is a rare opportunity for all of us to take the training as CBSE has mandated. Now, regarding the training, I have some information which I've already sent to the different chairmen. First of all, 10th February is the last date for the submission of M22. When all STNCs, when you fill up the data, please opt for SAHODAYA training. The data for the training and the duration all has been sent to your groups. Don't opt for in-house, self, opt for the SAHODAYA training. And please write the name of your SAHODAYA properly. The email ID of your SAHODAYA has been provided to you by your chairman. Second is the digital email must be ready by the 10th of this month. So if you have not done it, all STNCs in consultation with your principal, please see by the 10th of February, all the digital IDs have been updated. This has already been sent into your official CBSE mail to all schools by COE Patna. Regarding the training itself, I will start with the training on the first day, which we had on 24th. On 24th, we had 860 registrations. We had 780 feedback cum attendance. When the system checked, matching the feedback attendance along with the registration and the actual attendance in the program, we found that there were 82 where there were errors. So we have sanctioned the printing of 698 and 82 have been rejected by the system. Out of the 82, 8, it was an entry error. There are 8 members who have entered their name in both places, in their own name place, and the place for the school, they have entered their own name or email or something. This I will be sending to the different Sahodayas for correction. And for these 8, we will be issuing the certificates. But for the 76 whose attendance has not been confirmed by system, in consultation with COE Patna, we will not be issuing that. I had a talk with the regional officer of CBSE at the Patna region this morning, and he has assured us of every support, and he is very happy that we have taken such an outstanding effort in getting all our teachers trained. This is an effort for all of us, and the way we are doing it, it is a contribution of every school, every Sahodaya. I will request all teachers to take this very seriously. I will also request all principals, the responsibility of getting the training done of 25 hours will be for the principal. We will have to answer to the CBSE why a certain teacher is 1 hour short, 2 hours short, and already you have received letters from COE regarding fine of individual teachers and fine for the school. So this is a problem for all of us, and we are trying our best to see that none of the schools that have been associated with us face any problem. But because of the lacunae, because of the laxity of few teachers, the whole system comes to a fault. I will request all STNCs to take attendance every day, every training, and report to your principal so that proper action may be taken for anybody who has not attended. System, day by day, will find out who has not done it, and the report will go to all the chairmen of the Sahodayas who will forward it to the respective principals. Once again, I request all of you, take this very seriously. We are short of time, but somehow we have prepared a calendar, which has been a wonderful job by Surajit sir and Sujata ma'am. And now it is a combined effort of so many Sahodayas to do this outcome. Please get into the group. Please see that you don't miss a single training. This is part and parcel of the CBSE system. Surajit sir, you may please continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all those information you have shared with us, sir, with facts and figures. And we all know that when sir takes charge, he means business very clearly. Okay, so we put Bloom into action by using SMART. Now let us see what we still have stored for us. Now let us try to understand the acronym SMART in detail. Now, respected teachers, this part I want to discuss more, because this is where I felt that if we really go deep into it and bring out the best of the complete meaning of SMART and can present it to our teachers, then definitely education will be wonderful. The teaching learning process will be excellent, and there will be tremendous amount of viability in doing our work. And at the same time, our students also will benefit from it. So let us go deep into this acronym SMART. Now, S stands for specific. Now, by this we mean that we have to be tunnel focused with our teaching subjects, methods, and the strategies. Now, when I talk about tunnel focused, means completely, you have seen, all of you, I think, have seen tunnels. And if you see the tunnel from the other side, you will see that the light goes and just focuses at one particular point, covering a particular area. Not an inch here, not an inch there. In that same way, we have to focus with our work, with our teaching learning process, with our subjects, with our methods, and with our strategies. We have to be very, very specific. We have to be clear-cut and to the point. No beating around the bush, no ifs, no buts, this, that. Although learning is, people say learning is a different ball game altogether. There is no limit to learning. I do agree with that. But you know, when we are more specific, when we are completely tunnel focused, then things turn out to be more viable. I'm not saying that we will not go out of the boundary and will not go. That is there. But as far as the teaching learning process inside the classroom will take place, when we are very focused, when we want to give the best to our children, we have to be tunnel. We just cannot beat around the bush. We have to be very, very specific. We must know what exactly we need to do. We must know exactly what needs to be delivered. This is the first step towards our goal. Tunnel focused. Time and again I'm using these two letters, these two words, tunnel and focused, are very, very important. We have to keep them in mind. So let us be very clear with our strategies, with our methods, the subjects that we'll be teaching. Of course, there will always be a collaboration of certain things, but then, you know, whatever we do, we just have to be very specific. We just simply cannot waste our time here and there. M stands for measurable. From the word itself, you can understand. Now, when we are tunnel focused, when we are very specific with our ideas, with our thoughts, with our processes, with our feelings, with our desires with which we want to do the work, then we must have this insight within us that what we are doing needs to be calculated perfectly. What we want to do, when we are so much focused, when we are so much concerned, then we have to have this insight, this thinking within ourselves, that what we are doing needs to be calculated perfectly. Just now, sir gave the complete statistics, 800 and something were the teachers who were there on the first day. This percentage was not were rejected. This number of teachers did not attend. What is so? Perfect calculation. So whatever we are doing, we should calculate them perfectly as per the needs of the students. There is always a feeling among a group of, a school of thought believes, okay, or let us take it in the other way around, a school of thought believes that we must give our students a little more or much more than what their brain actually can capture. There is always a group of people, they say, my school students, you know, the standard 5 students, they can solve the problems of standard 8, 9. Well, I have a little bit reservation for this. Let us teach our children, let us provide information to our children according to their catching capacity. They must be age appropriate. Well, 1 or 2 child prodigies you may get, that is a different story altogether. But we have to think about the main mass. So we have to give our students exactly what we think they should be able to capture. That is why our insights, our foresights will tell us. If you look into the books of NCERT, if you really go deep into those books, you will find that whatever information is given in the NCERT books are all age appropriate, according to the catching capacity of the child, according to the brain's development. And making a student of 5 to know the things about class 9, it's not a very good job. It's not something very good. So, perfect calculation as per the needs of the students. Whatever we are sharing with our students are measurable. They should be measurable. We should know, okay, this much the student has the capacity to take. This much, this number of points he can remember. Not below that, not above that. Very specific, very clear-cut, very measurable. This will help us to track our progress. You know, when you are measuring step by step, this will help us to track our progress on what we are doing as teachers and what for students. As a teacher, what we are doing, that will, by measuring what exactly we're doing, that will help us to know our progress. And at the same time, we will also get idea about how much progress the students are making. So whatever we are delivering to the students, they need to be measurable, need to be according to their capacity. Studies have shown this, statistics I have received. Studies have shown that if one progresses, then if one progresses, then it helps to stay focused and targets are achieved. Learning becomes result oriented. Yes. If we are progressing with a positive result, if we are moving forward, then it helps us to stay focused on our targets. And the targets become achievable. We can achieve those targets. And learning becomes result oriented. Directly proportionally, whenever there is progress, it's very common. Today, if a child gets, say, in a 10-mark test, 5, the next day the child gets 7, and then the child gets 8, there is a progress in the child. Okay. And when the progress will be, the child will be much more focused. And when there is focusing is there, when there is targets are achieved, its learning becomes result oriented. Now I'm talking about the marks because that is how we will do the benchmark. Okay, but that is how things move on. So M stands for measurable. Whatever we teach, whatever we deliver, I'll repeat it again and again. Respected teachers, make sure that they become measurable. It's not an easy job. It cannot be done in 1 day. It cannot be done in 2 days. It needs continuous practice. It needs a lot of dedication, lot of hard work. It is very easy for me to sit in front of the laptop and give all these big lectures. But believe me, respected teachers, believe me, if we apply, definitely we'll get result. In many places it has been applied, maybe not in that way, or you all are doing it, or you all are unknowingly or unknowingly, you all are doing it. but maybe you are not doing it with that thinking of SMART goals. So let us now do it. Let us see that yes, things can be. A stands for achievable. Just now, I was telling that we must discuss about we have to be very, very specific. We have to be very, very measurable, whatever it is. Now, what is this thing? The insights and foresights of teachers are essential cognitive tools. We think our thinking capacity is definitely a little bit different from others. That's why we all are teachers. And I always say this thing, and I will say till my last breath, that one teacher is equivalent to 100 ordinary men and women. This was told to me by one of my favorite teachers, and I still follow his path, his teachings. Let her tell you who that teacher was. So insights and foresights of teachers are essential. We are not ordinary people. Our thinking is different. And so we should have, these are the essential cognitive tools which are true, positive and perfect approach with which a true, positive and perfect approach should be maintained within the classroom to achieve the goal. Our insights, our foresights, our honesty within ourselves, our faithfulness on our own self, as well as with our students, all these will help us to achieve the goal. That is helping the students to get exactly what they need. That is what we are supposed to do. For a teacher, thus hard labor, the mind applied for student is achievable. That is helping the students to get exactly what they need from the teacher. Thus hard labor of the mind. When you apply the mind and you let the mind do a lot of work, then things are achievable. So we must again coming back to specific and measurable. If we are specific, if we are measurable, then whatever we do, we have to think it in such a way that it becomes achievable. The goal becomes achievable. Again, that same thing, no beating around the bush. Focusing, tunnel focusing, measuring, that will automatically lead to achieving. Things will become achievable. If it is so, then what about the other two letters? R stands for realistic. Now, whatever we teach must be meaningful. Today's children are much more informed compared to our days. We all belong to the old school, where 60% of our learning was by imagination. We used to imagine. Our teachers used to teach us. The only tool that was with us was definitely our textbook. And sometimes some models or something were created in front of us. We didn't have any videos or this smart class or this digital learning, and all these things were not there with us. But today's children are much more informed. They know the things before us. So whatever we will teach, must be meaningful. They must have some true meaning, true value behind it. They should be viable and fine-tuned. Again, that part of specificity is coming over here. Fine-tuned. Remove all the weeds and unnecessary things and just give that which is exactly needed. We are discussing about skill education, where in skill education, all these unwanted things are not required. Students will be interactive, when teaching is meaningful, when teaching is viable, when teaching is fine-tuned, students will become interactive. This is a human nature. This is human psychology. If good discussions goes on, even the person who is sitting in one of the remote corner of the room will also spring up. So students will be interactive, will ask questions when they will find relevant and interesting contents as well as input from teachers. So we have to be realistic in what we are teaching. No cock and bull story. No joining this and that and coming out with an answer. So we teachers should always be on our toes to take the challenges and fulfill students' need. So a realistic approach is needed in order to bring our students into this forefront. Yes. A classroom where discussions are made, a classroom where students ask questions, a classroom where sometimes the students become a bit angry with the teacher if the teacher is not focusing on that particular student. That class is a realistic class. Something is happening inside that room, and that class will turn out to be or bring out the best students from there. It's a fact. And whenever good discussions are there, questions are bound to be asked, and we must face those questions and we must try to give the answers also. So be realistic. Whatever you are teaching, whatever a realistic approach is needed. It should be meaningful, it should be viable, it should be fine-tuned. These words I am again and again I'm talking about. It will really make the classroom interesting. So if we are realistic, we are one more step towards achieving. T stands for time bound. Now, whatever we talk, respected teachers, whatever we talk, we think about, whenever we talk about whenever we talk or we think about work, goals, targets, achievements, obviously time becomes the most crucial factor. Before that, I just forgot to tell you just one point over here. I'll go back to it. It's a continuous process, no? So we'll go back to it. Now, whenever we are teaching in the classroom, as I have said, it should be meaningful and all. Now, how many of you think that if students ask questions, how many of you think that it is a very disturbing situation for the classroom? In your chat boxes, please. If students ask you questions while you are teaching, do you find it to be very disturbing for the classroom? How many of you say yes? Let us see. Arvind sir, once again, let us please enable the chat box. How many of our teachers over here think that students asking question in the classroom is not relevant? It is disturbing. How many of you think it is disturbing? It hits your personality. It challenges, the student challenges you. Yes, never. Not at all, yes. Not at all disturbing. Yes, it is not at all disturbing. Not at all. It gives life to the class. Definitely, sir. Agarwal ma'am says it gives life to the, yes, it gives life. Asks essential question. They have 100% right to ask question. Definitely. They will. It is a challenge for us. Yes. Asking questions are very good. Yes. Interactions takes place. More interaction, more learning, more understanding, more successful class. Effective class they want. Yes. Beautiful. Excellent answers I am getting. We are in the right track. Okay, with this, we will stop with the chat box now. Again, we will ask more. We will discuss about more things. Creative thoughts come out. Yes. And a teacher, that teacher, yes, we all welcome answers. That particular teacher who creates or paves way for the students to ask questions is a teacher whom we will say at the end. So time bound, again, whenever we talk or think about work, goals, targets, achievements, obviously time becomes the most crucial factor. It becomes a very, very big factor. So all class related work, school related work must be and should be time bound. It is found that when teachers are deeply involved into their work with profound dedication, they do keep a firm watch on time. Yes. All that chalta hai attitude, kal kar lenge, parsu kar lenge, theek hai sir, koi baat nahi, bas dekh lete hain, abhi ho jayega. No, never. We have to, if we are in that frame of mind, we have to change our thinkings. If we want to go into that new education system and follow them, we have to be very, very time. It is like the work done. I'll discuss about it. It's very important. No beating around the bush, no chalta hai attitude. Very, very professional look has to be there. Because today's children are very active. Remember this. If a little bit here and there we delay, they will start running behind us. And studies have also shown that work done on time is appreciated much more than great work done several hours later. Yes. Suppose if my principal has asked me to get a work done by 4 p.m., I have to get it done by 4 p.m. No matter how decorative way I do the work, but if I try to place it at 6 p.m. to him or her, it will have no meaning at all, because by 4 p.m. principal has to present that work somewhere else. So if you do a great work with lot of dedication and lot of decoration and point, but if it is not on time, then that work will have no value at all. Please let us keep this thing in mind very clearly. So we teachers have to be time bound. Our work should be like a modern day turnkey projects. Some Bornali Sen, madam, please make sure that this annotation is not done. Okay. If we have to move with the new teaching methods, if we have to follow with new education policy, if we have to make our students viable with their subjects, if we have to make our students competitive enough, then our work should be within time. We have to do time-bound work. Yes. Please remember this: great work done several hours later is of no value, but work done on time is much more appreciated. So if we follow and practice these 5 steps regularly with improvement day by day, then we will be called smart teachers. We will be called smart teachers. Why? Because we are specific. We do our work with a lot of measurements, lot of calculations, lot of care. Whatever we do, we make it a point that they are achievable or attainable. They have written attainable or achievable. Both words are same. Okay. What we do is relevant and realistic. We don't just go with daydreaming. We don't make projects daydreaming. We do all those what we are supposed to do, and they become the need of the day, and we are time-based. If we follow all these steps, then definitely we will become smart teachers. In fact, we all are smart. If teachers are not smart, then how all these smart gadgets and everything all the smart things are happening around the world? Because we teachers are smart, we have made our students smart. But unfortunately, nobody really care to think about our smartness in that way. You all are smart. Believe me, my respected teachers. You all know exactly what you are doing, but maybe no, it was never discussed in them. That is why I thought that why not let us have a discussion on this. So what are the basic requirements? Okay, we are talking about smart teachers and all these things. So if you really want to be a smart teacher with all these qualities within you, then what are the requirements for you? We all know you are smart teachers, but just see if these requirements are there or not, or they are there with you or not. If a teacher is seriously interested to convert himself or herself into a smart teacher, then a very strong mentality needs to be developed. Yes, mentally you have to be very, very strong, because everything you are doing by keeping a target, time, you have to be specific, you have to be measurable. So mentally you have to be very, very strong. You cannot be, of course, none of the teachers are mentally weak. We all are very strong. But if it is strong, we have to make it stronger. We need to think out of the box. We have to be a bit different. We need to devote more time on research to develop smart goals. Now, we are having these smart goals. We want to be smart teachers. So we have to devote more time on research to find new ideas, to get new information. Sometimes we may have to go a little bit out of the textbook, and we have to find out what new information we have, but it has to be specific. You may ask me, sir, you are talking about specificity, you are talking about this, but you are asking us to do research and also a little bit go out of, yes, we have to go a little bit out, but within what we need to teach. Our focus should be within what we need to give them. Devote more time on research and develop smart goals. Nurture best practices for sustained student learning. Now, while doing all these things, we will try to find out the best practices. Best practices which can be applied in the best way. So that the learning process should be sustained. It should not, the graph should not go up and down. No, it should go in a normal level with understanding at different levels, with an increase in understanding at different levels. Okay. Sustained student learning should be there. Sustaining of student learning is very, very important, because as there is some zigzag graphs are there in the student learning process. That's why we have dropouts also from the schools. Smart teacher needs to join hands with other stakeholders to develop smart learning outcomes. Okay, so smart teachers, if you are a smart teacher, you will join hands with other stakeholders. You will try to join hands with other subject teachers. You will go for collaborative learning and teaching. You will join hands with the parents also if needed. You will join hands with the community intellectuals. If you think that in order to achieve your goal, you need the help of the community intellectuals. It's not only, it should be limited to the school. You can go beyond the school and ask and have stakeholders over there, create stakeholders over there, because a smart teacher's main idea is what? To make smart learning the best. So to develop smart learning outcomes for primary, secondary, senior, we are focusing on schools only at different levels. So smart teacher needs to join hands with other stakeholders. We have to keep all our egos and all those things at bay, and we have to move forward, because our focus is developing education, making students learn. Make sure that smart education aligns with school's vision and mission. Yes, because we are part of the school. Our schools have certain vision, our schools have certain mission, and whatever we will be doing, it should be aligned with the school's vision and mission. We just cannot forget the school's vision and the mission, or we cannot just step away from those. So we have to be there. So this work is also a smart work. Many may not be able to do it in that way. Smart teachers should also align with that given by Department of Education, government, CBSE. We just cannot forget them. We always have to we again focus towards what the policies government is coming out, what the Department of Education is coming out, what CBSE coming out, or the state boards, or wherever our schools are associated with. We have to be. Then only we are smart. So not only within the classroom, outside the classroom also. What will smart teacher finally give? Suppose if a teacher becomes smart teacher, of course you all are smart teachers, what will you give? A smart teacher with total dedication will create an environment of confidence in the school. Very, very, very important for any school. Principal, vice principal should have a complete confidence on the teachers. A smart teacher with total dedication will create an environment of confidence in the school. The management will be confident on the teachers. The students will be confident on the teachers. The parents will be confident on the teachers. Because smart teacher teaches in a smarter way. And this will make student learning in a sustained way to ensure continuous school improvement. That is our focus. My students should grow, my classroom should grow, my school should grow, and when my school will grow, learning will grow, school and improvement will take place. Even the most branded schools also, they just struggle every year to make sure that the school improvement graph remains perfect. So a learning culture, and once this will happen, what will happen? A learning culture will develop in the school. A level of confidence, motivation, achievement will occur in the school. There will be always this type of aura will be there in the school, that a confidence level, among the students, they will be confident, the staff will be confident, the parents will be confident. There will be always the culture of motivation will develop. Teachers will go on motivating the students time to time. And when these things will happen, achievement is bound to take place. Thus, if all teachers become like this, if all of them join hands together, if all of them follows these 5 basic principles, which is not very difficult to do, it's not very difficult. It takes a little faith within one's own self. Then the school will become a smart school. And when all teachers join hands, it will be a smart school. So if all of us follow these 5 steps, we will make smart schools. Well, all those people over there are all teachers. And I believe they are all smart teachers. And behind them, the group of teachers are also smart teachers. So let us take a pledge today that whatever we are doing, it's perfectly good. Let us just try to follow these 5 steps a little more deeply and make the teaching learning process smart. Let us make ourselves smart. Let us make our schools smart. And when the schools become smart, students will flock more and more. We have some breaking news over here. Let's see what's the breaking news all about. Certificate of appreciation. So this is to certify that all the teachers who have attended today's session are now certified and accepted as smart teachers. Okay, so all of you get a certificate of appreciation. Okay, this is our feeling. And are accepted as smart teachers. You all are now smart teachers. So you are, believe me, respected teachers, you are smarter than you think. Yes, you are several times smarter than you think. Only thing is that feeling has to develop within ourselves. So this is what I wanted to tell you all about smart teachers, smart schools, how we can make smart schools, what work we need to do in order to make sure that smart teaching goes inside school. let us all join hands together and let us make our school smart. Let us bring out the best of our own selves also, and also from our students. Just quickly, I will once again come to this particular point. S for specific, we have to be tunnel focused, making sure our teaching subjects, methods, strategies, whatever we do, you should be tunnel focused with them. No beating around the bush. We should be very clear cut and to the point. Whatever we do, it should be measurable. It should be calculated in the proper way. And if we are doing it in that way, then when we are focused, our targets are achieved and learning becomes result oriented. If we do things with our heart and soul, and we maintain good approach in the classroom, then whatever we do, they will become achievable. But we have to keep it in mind that our work should be achievable. We just cannot let the work do and go away for the heck of doing it. We have to be very realistic. We have to make our classrooms very interactive. We will bring students, or we will compel them to ask us questions. We will create the classroom in such a way that a realistic thing happens over there. No cock and bull stories will be told over there. And we have to be very, very time bound. Please remember, work done on time is appreciated much more than great work done several hours later. We teachers have to be very, very time bound. We have to focus on time. We have to be with time. And if we teachers follow and practice these 5 steps regularly with improvement day by day, then we will be called smart teachers. Believe me, this module was hardly touched, but it has so much, and much more needs to be done. This is whatever I have done. It is in a very, I'll say, in a very superficial manner. We can go more deep into it. For that, we will have some discussion through the chat box, so that how can we make it better? This smart learning, smart teaching, smart teachers. And let us also make sure that the basic requirements we try to fulfill. We should always join hands with other stakeholders. This is something that many of us don't do it, but if we do it, we'll definitely get results. But then our egos always make us feel as if, no, why should I discuss with that person or this person? I know much better. These types of feelings needs to be removed from ourselves. And definitely we all will be smart teachers. Breaking news is that you will get a certificate. This is just to make the thing a little more humorous. Okay, there's nothing like that. All are smart teachers. You don't need to be certified for that. And please make sure keep it in mind, you are smarter than you think. Sinha sir, this is what I wanted to discuss, sir. Okay. I think we still have time, so we can have a little bit of discussion through the chat boxes. If anybody wants to ask any question or anybody wants to add up something, they are most welcome to do so, because this is how the process of learning will improve, and this is how we'll move forward when there will be a two-way discussion. It should not become a monologue.
Surajit,
Sinha sir, are you there, sir?
Surajit sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I am audible to you.
Yes, sir. Very much audible, sir.
Actually, now it is, I think, 7:35.
Yes, sir. 7:35.
So 25 minutes in your hand.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
And it is such a important topics. Few persons can take the chat box also.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Sir.
Through
Definitely.
chat box, you take some questions and give the answer, please.
Yes.
This is my earnest request to you.
Sir, do you think this is relevant in our today's time, sir? Sir, one request I have. I need your expert comments, sir.
No,
Sinha
no,
sir.
no. What expert comment? You are in this matter. You are expert more than me.
No, sir. I am always learning from you.
It is
also.
better at the end. At least
Right.
continue 10 to 15 minutes. Then we will take over. All three
Okay, sir.
chairmen.
Right.
We will discuss some issues today.
Okay, sir.
So please continue now. At least 10 to 15 minutes. Take the chat box. Take some
Okay,
good
sir,
questions.
definitely.
Take some
Definitely.
good questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And
Definitely.
after that, at 50, you hand over to us. We shall see. Okay.
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 Acha,
So-
T
so
time
Surajit
bound.
sir-
I will actually this entire PPT. Some of you are asking about Bloom's taxonomy and all. Okay, I will try to explain it once again.
Probably Jubin sir कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं.
Yes, Surajit sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
I think once the many messages are coming, once the teachers need to see the slides once
Okay, sir.
more, because
Okay.
some points they have missed, I think. So
Okay, sir,
if you
definitely.
can
I'm
just
showing that.
roll it once and then
Yes.
take the questions.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I will roll it once. Just now I will roll it, sir. I will start again from the beginning. In the beginning, when I started, I told you that I have taken one Vani of Swami Vivekanand. All good acts tend to make us pure and perfect. If with good heart we are doing our work, then all type of work will become successful. The smart work that we are to do in order to make ourselves smart, as well as our students smart and our school smart, then they will always turn out to be good. They will always be pure. They will always be perfect. That
If
is
you
what-
can go through once with the Bloom's taxonomy pyramid.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Definitely. Just keeping this slide. If somebody wants to take some information from this, you can take it. Okay, here we are having, some teachers were asking to explain Bloom's taxonomy. See, Benjamin Bloom, as I have told you, Benjamin Bloom was a Jewish American psychologist, writer, great thinker, philosopher, in different ways. And when, these people, they don't think like normal people like you and me. Their thinking is always different. A poet thinks in a different way. A scientist thinks in a different way. A philosopher thinks in a different way on the normal things that we overlook. So Bloom said that the teaching learning process that goes inside our classrooms actually goes in this way. Let us first see the Bloom's taxonomy, what he said in 1956. He said that the initial stage of learning is always just knowledge. Just get the things. Say, for example, I'm holding a ball in my hand and I'm telling this is a ball. So this is a ball, this is a ball, this is a ball. This is the knowledge with me. But as a little development takes place, that happens in the classroom. Okay, development, we understand what is it. It is round. Okay, maybe it is made up of leather or it is made of something like that. Okay, so we try whatever knowledge we get a better understanding of it. And then whatever we learn, we try to go for an application, whether is it really true or it is just an hypothesis or something like that. And once that these are all related to the brain, then what happens when the application part comes, then the hands are related. Okay, psychomotor skills, we talked about this. Application, and we try to analyze them, we apply them, whatever we study, to find out the depth of it, to find out the truth behind it. And then we try to, next part, it becomes a higher order thinking. We try to understand, we try to create it. And after creating it, we try to test it. We try to evaluate it. We try to find out whether the results, what we have discussed, are they really true or not. This was done by Bloom, and all the words like evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application, comprehension, knowledge, these are all nouns. But in 2001, when a lot of changes were coming in the educational world, then Bloom's students, they brought about a change and it was revised. And the nouns were now going to get converted into verbs, and verb means more action. So in the classroom, there will be more action. Remember the things from the previous knowledge and the present knowledge. The students will first, they need to remember. Remembering is important. That will be there in the mind, in the brain, cognitive thinking. After remembering, a little more development will take place and it will lead to understanding. Remembering, I know this is this, but to understand it, whatever is there. Understanding means what? To give some logical thought to it. Okay, it becomes more of the concept will be cleared over there. And once if the concept gets cleared, the theoretical concept gets cleared, the psychomotor work comes, the applications. Previously it was application, now in the revised one it is applied, do it. In the other case, maybe it was like, okay, we'll do it now. But now the modern one is saying, no, do it. And after doing it, analyze it. What you have done is correct or not, whether it is in the right way or not. And previously it was first this synthesis and then evaluation, but now say, no, after analyzing, evaluate it. So once you evaluate it, then you put your heart to it, create new things, create new ideas. So remember, just keep it in your mind. After several repetitions, then a little higher thinking, higher order thinking will go on. Understanding it. Understanding is important. More concept will be applied over there. The concept will become clear. Once the concept is clear, try to apply it. See whether whatever has been taught is really correct or not. Is it really true or not? The teacher has taught that put air inside a balloon, okay, and first measure the balloon, empty balloon, and then put air inside the balloon, and then measure it. You will find two different weights, and the difference will give you the weight of the air inside the balloon. This is theoretically, it has been taught to the students, but now the students will practically do that thing. By doing it, they will understand that yes, whatever has been taught theoretically is now true. And they will apply there and they will do experiment. After experiment, they will go on analyzing it. Why the weight become more? Is something else extra put over there? Why the volume of the balloon increased? Why the weight has increased? And once the analysis is done, okay, yes, these are the reasons. Something extra has been put over there. Then they will evaluate and say, okay, this is correct. And then a new experiment will be made. New ideas will come. This is how This is what Bloom's taxonomy tells us. Roughly, this is what we have to do. Lot of deep. We can have a training program on this also with lot of understanding and lot of deep learning on it. But this is how. And believe me, teachers, you all are applying Bloom's taxonomy every day in your classroom. In whichever class you are teaching, in whichever you are applying it. We'll once again see the chat box. Lot of questions. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks to all of you for. Thank you, Mithilesh sir. But I think we need to do a lot of work. Lot more work needs to be done in this. This can turn out to be a very beautiful training module. Okay, we can. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But I think with your help, respected teachers, please, this is my request to all of you. Think about this: smart teachers, smart school, smart learning. Give your ideas. Maybe not today, later, because time and time we will meet. We want to make a very good training program on this. It is to a certain extent, it is nationally accepted, but I want to do it in a much better way. I want everybody's help. We all should be able to give this training to the teachers. It has got some recognition, but still we have to go a long way. Thank you, Ajay Dubey sir. Madhubala ma'am, thank you so much. Any smart teacher can motivate the other co-teacher to be smart. I believe so. That is why. Oh my goodness. Devasis sir. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Trishna Maji ma'am. Thank you very much. So all thanks messages are coming. Thank you. Let us see this question. A.N. Verma sir. Sir, I have a question that when we are going through modern education system, we become smarter. How can we make students smart with illiterate parents who has traditional thinking? Yes, sir. This is a very, very good question. We are becoming more smart teachers. How can we make our students, sir? We are going through modern education, sir. We become smart teacher. How can we make students smart? Sir, we can make students smart by teaching smart. You are smart. The way you will teach, the way you will express the things to the students, the way you will be you will associate yourself with the students. Automatically, step by step, the students will become smart. The question is how to talk with the illiterate parents whose traditional. Okay, see, changing the thinking of people after a certain age really becomes difficult. But what I personally feel is that if we can bring a change in the students' thinking, which we can, because their minds are very pure, whatever we will put into their minds, they will take it. They can eventually have a discussion with their parents. You alone cannot always bring about a big change. But yes, if we can communicate with the student parents properly, if we can make them understand the value of the modern education system, the value of education, what really education will give back to their students, to their children, then I think you will be able to bring about some changes in their thinking. It's a tough job, sir. It's not an easy job, because changing the mindset of a person who is 30, 40 years of age, it takes some time. But we can do it to a certain extent but if we can at least make the students smart, things will definitely change. Very good question, sir. And it's a very, what I will say, very practical question. Yes, I will show you the quote of Alvin Toffler once again, sir. Definitely, sir. Let us see the quote of Alvin Toffler. Sorry. Alvin Toffler said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. This is what Alvin Toffler has said in 1917, his book Future Shock. How can improve the knowledge, sir? Cognitive, it needs a lot of thinking, sir. Lot of understanding, reading, and the students will. It takes time. It will be applied, but cognitive thinking, lot of thinking is needed. Lot of reading, lot of understanding. Sir, most humbly, I want to ask you that is it possible for a teacher to act smart in a classroom situation where slow process has acquired, like a class full of first generation? Sir, see, sir, this is again a very practical question where first generation of students are there. So students may be first generation, but the thing is that how we are inculcating our ideas into the students' mind, in which process we are doing, that is much more important. So if the teacher is following all those 5 steps of becoming a smart teacher, then the students will become smart. How you put the things, into the mind of the children, that's much more important. Let them be slow learners. Maybe they will take a little time. Some of the children may take little time. Let them have that time, no issue at all. But slowly they will develop. Now the question of time bound will definitely come, but it will happen, sir. Some of these things needs, that's what we discussed now. Our teachers are very, they are passionate, and they have a lot of compassion. So here you need to have a little extra patience, and you have to be more compassionate with a lot of passions, and your first time learners will definitely become smart teachers. We know, sir, teaching learning process is a tripolar process. My question is, what is the relevance of syllabus for smart teacher? See, syllabus has to be there. Let us make this thing very clear. Syllabus, we cannot remove syllabus because we have a fixed target on which we have to teach. Now that syllabus will be made according, NCERT is now preparing syllabus according to the age appropriateness of the student. Our education system, who is asking this question? Let me see. Rinku Prasad sir. Madam, our education system, I will say, no matter whoever says what, is still one of the best in the world. No? Our children are much more informed and knowledgeable than compared to the children of US or other countries. Believe me, it's a fact. So syllabus has to be there. Syllabus is important. The syllabus will be made according to the requirement. NEP 2020 is saying that they will prepare syllabus, which is exactly, it will be tunnel focused. Exactly what is needed, that will be done. So there is a lot of relevancy with the syllabus also. Syllabus has to be there. How can improve the knowledge of cognitive types of cognitive type students? No, actually, how can we improve the cognitive knowledge? Actually, lot of reading, lot of understanding, lot of practical work will automatically lead the brain to think more. So these are some of the questions. Somebody, most humbly, I want to ask you that, is it possible for a teacher to act smart in a classroom? This is Kaushik sir. Yes, self-introspection is very, very important. Time and time we have to reflect ourselves. We have to introspect ourselves. We have to see where we are standing, what we are doing. Are we really doing the things that are needed? It is very, very important. Amit Jha sir has asked this question. It's a beautiful question, sir. And self-introspection will definitely enhance us to become a smart teacher. It's very important. Very good question, sir. Sarvani Chatterjee, madam, thank you very much for your beautiful comments. Kaushik sir's answer is no doubt smart teachers also provide way to their teachers to make them smarter. This is because smart teachers make classroom lively, realistic, and innovative. Definitely, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Sasank Chakravarti sir, thank you very much for that beautiful comment of yours. For making smart students, parents' job. Yes, parents need to be. Parents' job is important. Parents job. We need to talk to them. We have to make them understand. Actually, sir, ma'am, Anjali ma'am, yes. Anjali ma'am, actually our parents, we cannot blame the parents. The parents, we live in a society where a student's quality is always measured on marks. The parents, the status of the parents also depend upon the status of the marks the children have scored. And from to remove ourselves from this area, we are trying to go out, and this is something that needs to be done, and that is what NEP 2020 focuses on. Because so far children were going with rote learning, scoring 90-95%. Many of them in their latter part of life may not become so successful because a great percentage of their learning was rote learning. And this is there, this is very much in our society. So this needs to, it will not go in one go. It will not go into, it needs a little hard work from our side also to make it. That is very important, good, very good question and very good suggestion from Anjali Chakravarti madam. Rajat Kumar sir, Bloom's taxonomy is clear, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. But I will request Zuben sir that later we can have a session on Bloom's taxonomy. We'll bring much more information about Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so with this we have, I think I have answered most of the questions that were asked, and thank you all for all the valuable suggestions and the message you are sending. These messages from you all give us the impetus to do better and better for the next time. And maybe next time somebody else will do this training program for us. Okay, so sir, Zuben sir, over to you, sir. I have finished discussing all these points, sir. Or Sina sir, over to you, sir.
Yes. Now let's conclude the program. Then we three chairmen will talk separately. Let Mr. Badal complete the session. So Mr. Badal, Principal GM Public School, are you present over there?
Thank you, sir.
Badal, sir.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, very much.
Yes. A warm and graceful evening to Honorable Chairman of SAHODAYA, Mr. T.K. Sinha sir, and Vice Chairman Vasudev Mato sir, and our most beloved person, Mr. Jubin sir, and all the principals, STNCs, and all my dear teachers gathered here. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this event possible. I, BK Mandal,
2 सेकंड खत्म हो जाएगा बोल दे क्या बोलता है
I, BK Mandal, Principal of GM Public School, Gomo, on behalf of J.K. Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad.
Badal sir, just a minute. Badal sir, sorry for interruption.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Arvind, you please close the chat box.
Sir, close the chat box, sir. Okay, now.
Please close the chat box. Yes, Badal sir, continue, please.
I, BK Mandal, Principal of GM Public School, Gomo, on behalf of J.K. Sinha Memorial SAHODAYA School Complex, Dhanbad, and the entire fraternity of Confederation of JHARKHAND SAHODAYA, I extend my sincere thanks to the Almighty for making today's event a grand success. On behalf of our Jksm SAHODAYA, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our distinguished personalities who spared time from their busy schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear our resource person, Mr. Surajit Sensor, and this will surely encourage us in our future endeavors. Sir, your thoughts and knowledge have enlightened our mind and have shown us a new path. I also want to thank all the participants for their active participation in this event. Mr. Sensor, your deep and intellectual way of imparting knowledge has added to the glory of this event. Today, we have got a lot of information which will truly help us in our profession. We have no words to offer gratitude for your valuable presence here. You gave deep insight into the topics and revealed some interesting facts. An event like this can't happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for detail. We have been fortunate enough to book by team of very protective and dedicated staff. I am short of words for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. Last but not least, a big thank to you, each one of you, who made this in-house training memorable. We thank you for being with us. It has reminded a pronounced pleasure. Thank you all. Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Now, from Godda class, sir, our chairman, Mr. Pranesh Solomon, sir,
Yes,
are
sir.
you there?
Yes, yes. Good evening, sir.
So please, you take the charge. You have to say something. Please, sir.
Yes.
It's over to you.
Yeah, good evening, all of you. And this is very fortunate time for me also and all of us to learn something great from our resource person and people who made available all of this. I especially request all the principal and STNC of their schools, please make sure that the teacher must attend this complete duration, and they should sit wherever they are. They should sit there, sit down and listen and carefully. So because these things are going to help in our teaching, and so many changes have been seen in the NAP. So many things to learn and input in our school. I'm going to benefit ultimately children for whom we all are working. Please make sure that make available yourself all the teachers complete duration and should sit at a place and take note here and there. Sometimes I see the teachers in the market, in video is seen sometimes. Some teachers in the bank or somewhere office, they're working and not attentive to this session. Please make sure this thing should not happen. You know, there's much effort and a complete teamwork. This has been possible to make this all session possible for you and for every one of us. I humbly request all the principal and STNC, make sure that your teachers would attend this complete duration. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Now, may I request to Mr. Pradipto Mukherjee, Chairman, DUMKA JAMTARA, please.
Thank you, everybody, sir. I, Pradipto Mukherjee, Chairman, DUMKA JAMTARA SAHODAYA chapter, saying some suggestions. When you fill attendance and feedback form, that should be filled properly. You check your name, you check your ID, everything is properly in this form, feedback form. You attentive during training period, very much sincerely. It is our humble request to please maintain the dignity of training. Please try, if possible, please try to off your video also. One thing more, if you left during any reason from the training period, please go through your concerning SAHODAYA chairperson for rejoining. Thank you, everyone. Now I request Mr. Anus Karketa, Principal JNB Hasdiya, for saying vote of thanks from DUMKA JAMTARA SAHODAYA chapter. Please, Anus Karketa, are you here? Mr. Anus Karketa, Principal JNB Hasdiya.
Sir,
Excuse me,
sir,
sir.
am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, one and all. I, Anush Karketa, Principal, Jawaharlal Vidyalaya, DUMKA. I'm immensely thankful to Mr. Tridip Kumar Sinha, Chairman of Confederation JHARKHAND SAHODAYA, Mr. Jubin Bose, mentor, of entire training program, Mr. Arvind, training head, all chairman of SAHODAYA complex, and especially to Mr. Surajit Sen, the principal of Jharkhand Public School, Dhanbad, and today's resource person who wonderfully delivered the matter. I hope all the chairpersons, principals, and teachers who are attending the training will be benefited with the great idea and philosophy imparted by Mr. Surajit Sen, his own ideas and elegance of explanation of everything. I need to mention my deepest sense of appreciation to sir. During the training program, some of the points he pointed out that I want to mention here. First, a smart teacher has to acquire the smartness, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based quality. No doubt, all our teachers are well qualified, properly trained, very compassionate, and sense of patience they have, and work tirelessly for the students all around the globe. So already they are smart. By today's training program, just sir told that all teachers has been certified as the smart teacher, but because all the teachers has learned a lot. First, just like NEP 2020 is all 7-point key domains. Then how to acquire Bloom's smartness through Bloom's taxonomy. Likewise, the example of the painter, how the get skilled, and likewise our teachers, if they regularly work hard, then definitely they will become smart, and smart teacher make the school very smart. So once again, I extend my thanks to Mr. Surajit, principal sir, resource person. He very nicely delivered the concept to all the participants, nearly 800 participants, including the chairperson, principals, and the teachers. And here I extend my thanks to Mr. Pradipta Mukherjee, the chairperson of DUMKA SAHODAYA cluster. He gave me opportunity to express my vote of thanks to the SAHODAYA groups of Jharkhand, and also to the technical team for their enormous cooperation to organize such a wonderful program, to all the teachers for the SAHODAYA groups of Jharkhand, under the guidance of COE Patna, Jharkhand SAHODAYA complex. So once again, at last but not the least, on behalf of the SAHODAYA complex, and particularly DUMKA SAHODAYA group complex, I extend my heartiest thanks to all. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Now, before end the session, I have to say something. I have one announcement also. That is, from the very beginning, we are seeing that people are entering, coming, going, whatever they wish they are doing. At the 11th stage, today it was 800 something, 811 and 12 something like that. At the last, I don't know they are from which school. I note down the name. Mrs. Poonam Sinha, G. De, Pratibha Kumari, Kumari Putul, something like that. They are in the waiting room for entering the classroom. So this is not acceptable now. we are going to take one decision by meeting of the chairman right today. At 7th of February, there is a seminar on collaborative learning by Mrs. Sujata Ranjan, Principal, Holy Mothers Academy. Our timing is 5:30 to 7:30. From that day onwards, we will give the link from 5 and it will be locked by 6:15. By seeing the situation of low tower capacity, internet facility, 45 minutes we will provide, and after 6:15 we will lock the link. I repeat it. At 6:15 on that very day we lock the link, and accordingly it will be for the all classes. So kindly note it down. So don't leave now. If you leave the seminar, you leave the classroom, then you have to take the permission from your chairman and then do the needful. I think I am clear to you all. मैंने ये कहा 7 तारीख से जो ट्रेनिंग शुरू हो रहा है मिसेस सुजाता रंजन का 5:30 साढ़े 7, इसमें लिंक आपको 5 बजे मिलेंगे, लेकिन ये ऑल द टाइम लिंक आने जाने के लिए खुला नहीं रहेगा. 6:15 में ये लिंक को हम लोगों ने बंद कर देंगे एंड इट विल बी कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस. फीडबैक फॉर्म खत्म होगा, जैसे होगा अपना होगा, जिसको भराएगा नहीं होगा, you have to answerable to your principal. And I think principal will, all respective principals will cooperate us of all 6 districts. Mr. Surajit, am I right? Mr. Pradipto Mukherjee, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So it will be from 7th onwards. Thank you all. Good night now.
Good night, sir. Good night for all of you.
Good night, sir, all of you.
Good night to all of you. Good night.